They have from the beginning been champions of American business. They have been champions of American freedom, of individual liberty, and they have worked to keep America safe. And they have together sponsored our new center that takes on the new demands of changing technology and the adaptation of that to the way in which we use our defense forces and our security institutions.
Well, I think it's certainly gratifying to be recognized by the Hudson Institute.
Of all the think tanks, public policy entities that are having an impact, I think Hudson probably is number one, and for them to recognize us is a little bit overwhelming.
The Blue Brothers' lives and work are a testament to the American spirit of innovation, adventure, and steadfast love of country.
As an officer in the United States Army, I appreciated in particular the tools that they gave us to be able to fight more effectively.
The remotely piloted airplanes, my brother felt, were a strategic opportunity where we could develop a much less expensive way to derive intelligence, surveillance, intelligence, and reconnaissance, and also deal with military targets on a very, very selective and low-cost basis that would be effective and avoid collateral damage.
That focus on national security and the development of global situational awareness is critically important for dealing with future circumstance and providing a measure of continuing stability in an ever-changing global environment.
The advances in technology are becoming available to the entire world, and that's a very good thing for world peace, stability, and improving living standards for people.
To be able to develop some coherent understanding relating to future developments, future alternatives, and therefore the ability to attempt to plan ahead on a long-term basis for dealing more effectively with the future. And that, of course, epitomizes my understanding of the activities in general of the Hudson Institute.
We work against the challenges that began with the Cold War, and we worked on the threats from the War on Terror, and now the threats and problems of our current age, from the Communist Party in China, to Iran, to Russia. We rely on free markets, free people, the creativity of individuals to make our future better.
The idea was to think big, to think outside the box, to stand the conventional wisdom on its head.
I think the work that Hudson is doing is more important than ever. The world's becoming a much more dangerous place, and I think the scholarship at Hudson is unmatched in terms of recommendations that can be easily implemented into policy.
I relied upon Hudson's experts to help me think through the right approaches to tough policy questions.
Look, if Hudson were a corporation, it would be very much like General Atomics. Linden and Neal are big, bold thinkers, but they're not just big, bold thinkers. They make the impossible possible.
Our country is a safer place, and our liberties are more secure because of your hard work and ingenuity. You have made extraordinary impacts throughout your lives, and our nation will be forever grateful.
Neal and Linden Blue proudly served our nation in the Air Force, and they continue to bolster our nation's security through their programs at General Atomics.
I'm proud to have been a director of Hudson for nearly 40 years now, and everything has been a mind-stretching experience. I originally became a director at the request of Herman Kahn, the legendary founder of the Institute, who was probably the smartest man I've ever known. and the ability to see far into the future and make incisive comments about where the world would likely go and could go.
So it's all about the future. And indeed, that is characteristic not only of the 35 years of engagement that we've enjoyed in General Atomics, a marvelous excursion involving about 35 years of dynamic change.
I want to thank them both for not only what they've done for Hudson, but most of all what they've done for the world in making it safer and making it more of a challenge for those who wish to harm us to do so.